Hi guys, and welcome to 1 Minute Tennis Coach. Today we're going to look at the slice serve and specifically the role of the arm, the wrist and the direction of the racket necessary to create the maximum possible effect and to turn your slice into a devastating weapon. Before we begin the lesson, can we remind you to like, share and subscribe? It makes a huge difference to us as we continue to try to make a complicated game as simple as possible for players of all levels. But today's advice. On the normal flat serve, then we will try to make pronation. This simply means that we turn the hand and the racket away from the court through contact and immediately after contact, effectively turning the thumb through the contact with the ball. But with the slice serve, we want exactly the opposite. As we make the stroke, we want the little finger to turn into the ball as we move the palm and the hand away from the court through contact. This is a slicing, flicking motion that forces the racket across the ball as rapidly as possible. If it isn't a natural movement, then this can be very difficult to acquire. But here's a great way of learning this stroke in minutes and a way for you to acquire a great slice serve that will turn your stroke into a real weapon. First of all, for something completely different. Let's have a look at skimming stones across water. Most of us have tried to skim stones across lakes or rivers, and we take this stone and at waist height we will flick it with the little finger going as quickly as possible towards the direction we want to throw the stone. The wrist will be loose and we skim and spin the stone so that it flicks across the water. Now let's take that same motion and with a tennis racket at waist height, we skim the ball down the court. And now keeping the wrist as loose as possible and using this same flicking action, we will go a little bit higher as we make contact with the ball and again skim the ball down the court. And now a little bit higher and a little bit higher still until we're almost into a full service action. As you do this, you'll start to feel and see the real effect that you can get on the ball. Making this slice serve with a non-pronated action creates tremendous effect on the ball. From the opponent's perspective, you can see the ball curving and bending away, making the returns incredibly difficult. Now that you have the feel of this, alternate between the waist height slicing action and the full service action, keeping the same movement. You'll very quickly acquire the feel for the stroke and your serve will turn into a devastating weapon. With this method of acquiring the feel of the stroke, this is so easy and quick to learn, it's almost impossible to forget. Let us know how this works for you and see if you can turn your slice serve into the kind of weapon that makes opponents fear even trying to return your serve. Hope you enjoyed today's session and see you next time for more unique tennis lessons that really work.